Hi everyone, it's Keren here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a new video in the series Personal Art Diaries, and this one is a very interesting one, and I'm going to jump right to it because it's something that I was thinking about the other day, and I thought, you know what, I really think I should touch upon these topics. There's a lot of topics that people shared with me in my new Facebook group, Keren, Tamir, and Friends Creative Space. And I'm going to be addressing one of those topics every week. But this week, I wanted to talk about perfectionism, which I thought is something really important that we should talk about. I talk about perfectionism a lot in my YouTube videos because I really feel perfectionism is a two-edged sword. The first part of perfectionism, and it's one of the edges of this sword, is that a lot of people use perfectionism to beat themselves up for not doing a good job. And I'm going to read what I actually thought because I actually wrote it down, and I really want to make sure that I get the message correctly. Perfectionism means that you shouldn't beat yourself up for being perfect. The only way to grow is by pushing ourselves further, and when we feel something is wrong, we work on improving that. Perfectionism has its benefits too. Eventually, we love what we create, but it takes time with many, many failures. But without those failures, there would be no success. But we should not dwell too long on those mistakes. Just use them to improve. Mistakes are opportunities in disguise. They are not mistakes, just happy accidents. So let me just kind of talk a little bit about this. Because a lot of people feel that their artwork should be perfect in order for people to like them or for yourself to like them. And I find that I hate perfectionism. It actually brings me a lot of anxiety. However, without that perfectionism, so let's say we make a mistake while we're creating, right? So perfectionism can be seen in many different ways. One of them is the opposite of perfectionism, basically mistakes or failure. But we should really look at that opposite side of perfectionism as mistakes that are just helping us improve ourselves. And that's really important because every time I make a mistake, I beat myself up for it, don't get me wrong. But then I think, oh, wait a second, I can fix this. And I just find a different way to fix it. And sometimes what has happened with those mistakes is that I've come up with a really cool way on creating something. So you know what? It was an amazing opportunity to learn. And that mistake was almost like a happy accident that was able to teach me something and improve on something that I wasn't able to do before. So yes, in that sense, that perfectionism, that correction of that mistake helped me. But many times I've left things even with that mistake on the page. And what I want to give in this video is the message that it's okay to be imperfect. It's okay to not be that perfect version of yourself. Let's be realistic. Not everyone is perfect. Actually, nobody's perfect. But being perfectly imperfect, which I do love that saying, that motto all the time, is so, so important. We need to find our way through this creative world or through the world. And by constantly trying to be perfect, we're robbing ourselves from actually making mistakes and being able to correct those. And the main thing is that mistakes are going to happen, but it's how you deal with those mistakes and how long you dwell on them that is going to determine your outlook on life. And I want to say as a disclaimer that I do not have any therapeutic background or any type of credentials behind me, but I can only speak for personal experience of what has helped me as a creator. And I want to emphasize that the reason why I actually started mixed media and art journaling is because there is that freedom of not having to be perfect. Truthfully, the reason why I don't want to do card making or I don't want to do like realistic paintings or drawings is because that is too perfect for me. And I know that some of those have to be perfect in order for it to be looking real. So there's a lot of corrections. And for somebody like me that embraces imperfectionism, then I don't want to have that anxiety to have to constantly correct myself. So I want to choose something that I can be free to be imperfect. And that's how I've chosen to do. And of course, if you love making cards and you love correcting those mistakes, or you just like leaving them the way it is, or maybe you don't make as many mistakes because you've done it for so many years, that's amazing. I encourage you to continue doing that. The only thing I ask is don't beat yourself up if there are mistakes. So sometimes mistakes are amazing opportunities to create something new. And dwelling on those mistakes and beating yourself up for them is just not worth it. So please, I beg of you, the only thing I beg of you is to just encourage yourself to embrace imperfection the way I have, and to be okay if the mistakes happen. Even if you're going to correct them, that's okay. As long as you're not upset that you have to correct them. Because sometimes, look, you know how many times I've spilled something on my project and that blob created something else? It does happen, and it's okay. So just embrace those mistakes, embrace the imperfection, and embrace perfection too, because perfectionism leads you to greatness. But imperfectionism also does. They are the two edges of the same coin. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to me today. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. And please share it with your friends. I think it's really important for people to kind of listen to these personal art diaries, to just get encouraged, and it will help them if they're struggling through something and they want to embrace certain things in their creative journey, then they'll be able to do that. And go ahead and go watch some of my other personal art diaries. I have one coming up every Friday night. And I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, to press that bell button right beside the subscribe button, so that way you can get notified every time I have a Friday night personal art diaries. And I'd love for you to join my Facebook group. And if there is any topic that you would like me to talk about, I will add it to my list. Please leave a comment below with that. Thank you so much, everyone, and have an amazing day. Bye.